Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Großer Kurfürst. At tier 10, German battleship. I'm on the map Greece in a 3-point domination game, so it's obviously a tier 10 battle. There are a few tier 8s around, there is no carrier, and only one destroyer, so that's gonna be interesting. Now we spawned here in the center, and my division mate in the Shimakaze is currently taking the B camp. And I have a decision to make, do I want to go towards C or towards A, and I'm currently leaning towards A. The enemy Khabarovsk is in there trying to take the cap, but well, I guess Khabarovsk aren't the sneakiest ships around. Fortunately, I can't really shoot it right now because there is an island in the way and not even my secondaries will be able to engage, which is a shame. But you know, game's still early, we grabbed the B cap. Now, our team is rather passive here on the C side, I don't know why. Like, the tier pits is maybe as... I mean, the tier pits is too aggressive because the others are too passive, I suppose. If the friendly ships would go with these tier pits, this would be fine. Like, they could definitely take positions here around those islands. The enemy has an anchorage there, so potentially they could in there and smoke cap it, I guess. Actually, something's in there camping, and it's not a destroyer and it's not one of those ships, and that just shows how passive our people are there. There is a non-destroyer taking a camp and you can't see. Anyway, I have a broadside Izumo here, so shells are out. I'm not even detected currently, which is lovely. Since we've taken the B cap successfully, we are now moving over to A. Viper is buying a smoke screen here for our Des Moines. And so far, not too... It's interesting that the tier pits can spot. It must be something rather sneaky in there. But yeah. Like, I'm afraid this tier pits won't be alive for much longer, exactly. He was just sailing full broadside in front of those ships. While I admire his bit more aggressive approach, full broadside is not usually a very good tactic to use. Speaking of full broadside, it spots this Venetia's trying. Like, I don't know. So basically he came in here, boards us just to turn in a way that stops him from angling, and now he's going full broadside. Now I'm a little bit too broadside as well, so I'm trying to turn away. There are quite a few ships that are interested in shooting me, and while I'm rather tanky, there are limits to what I can tank, I suppose. So Venezia is gone, that's nice. And I'm actually undetanked then. It looks like we are currently losing the B cap, that's the Khabarovsk that we spotted going this way. The problem obviously with B is, well, we have Des Moines here who can raider, but the Khabarovsk is just gonna be sitting on the other side of this island and nobody can shoot at Khabarovsk. So there's nothing we can do. With only one destroyer, you know, I mean, Viper is currently taking the A camp. And yeah, I mean, here at the C side, our team has just completely given up on everything. They're just sitting... Like, I mean, the Chambard is already in the B line and he's still reversing. So, oh, my secondary's got one shell off. Yes, that's lovely. I've lost quite a few hit points already. The thing is, I kind of wanna, like, help at B. Like, if I could push in there and do something, that would be lovely. But on the other hand, the enemy is sorta-ish pushing A, so do I want to abandon that? With a Georgia who is rather passive here, a Chapayev. Well, anyway, I want to get closer to something and get my secondaries working. So, oh, I can potentially lob some shells at the Des Moines, that would be lovely. Come on, shells, and oh, 2 citadels. Not really what I expected, but I'm pleasantly surprised. You see, the issue here is the enemies have control over C and B, and those ships, their ships could either push north and engage our forces, or they could push towards B. And if they push towards B, we have a problem. Because we don't really have any force to hold this, and this means our force here at A will also be getting flanked. And while technically this north force would provide a crossfire if the enemy just sail into B, I don't really have much hope for those guys. The way they've been playing so far, I'm not very confident that they're going to be of much help. So I'm still trying to get some shots into B. I kind of would like to be in B and stop this push, but they are also pushing here. And right now we have like 3 ships to stop those 4, so I can't really sail away from here. It's one of those sad scenarios where there are multiple places where you'd really are needed. But you know, at least... Oh, the Chocher is coming back. Maybe the Chocher is gonna help out at B. I mean, Chocher is a brawling battleship if he now... And he's pretty fast. If he goes full speed towards B, that would be rather helpful. And maybe, like, at least the Sao is coming back. I think the Shabbat is still in the B line reversing. Oh, we see some Des Moines booty here. And it looks like that Des Moines isn't moving, but you know, my dispersion isn't so great either. So I'm still trying to get a little bit of support there towards the center, while I'm closing in on the push here. Like, I definitely want to be the front line if the enemies charge in here, because I'm a tank tier, top tier brawling battleship. So this is gonna be interesting. I should really also use a heal here. There is the heal. Now, Hydro, what do they have here? They have 1 tier pits here with torpedoes, but it's not yet close enough. But it is getting closer. And oh, there is a Kronstadt. So, you know, well, let's activate the Hydro right now. It should be running long enough for this whole engagement. Or at least I hope so. Now I have a friendly tier pits here in position to probably torpedo. I mean, he's beached there and he's just probably has torpedoes aimed right here. And he's like, come at me. Now, of course, the enemies have a tier pits too, so there is that. But he will have like the advantage because if they're moving forward, he can pre-launch his torpedo. I mean, it depends how the enemy plays this, but let's hope he's getting some good torpedoes off. Meanwhile, that was a pretty good salvo at the Bismarck, so we think we're getting the Bismarck the old-fashioned way. Of course, it will provide potentially some cover for like this tier pits. And again, probably couldn't stop that angle anyway. Okay, tier pits is sailing a bit backwards, probably to improve his torpedo angles. I'm trying very hard not to beach here. Beaching here would be rather problematic because I would be a very easy target for tier pits torpedoes. So I've decided to go for the Izumo here because the Izumo is on very low health. I mean, the tier pits is also armored quite heavily. I thought like we can finish the Izumo off faster. Now, tier pits is trying to go for the ram against the Kronstadt. He is healing. He is, I think, also burning. Will he manage the ram? Ooh, unfortunately no. Unfortunately no. So the Kronstadt is going full broadside, so well, got 17,000 damage in there. The Izumo is down with a close quarters expert. By the way, you know, you can't see achievement up here anymore in replays. You can still see them pop up in chat because, I don't know, Wargaming just likes to break stuff in replays. But doesn't matter too much. So I've decided this tier pits needs to go. He still has torps. He's like, this tier pits is heavily stopping me from maneuvering because I have to be careful about the torpedoes. Now the tier pits is gone. So that leaves the Kronstadt. By the way, the Chocher has actually decided not to go B, but instead has shown up here. And I'm not sure what happened with his sail-by with this Kronstadt there. It was so impressive now also. So, got some good damage here overall in the Kronstadt, I think. This Chocher is also pretty broadside, I believe, which is really not what you want to be to like a Russian cruiser with big guns. I guess there are very few ships where you want to be broadside towards them. Oh, that's the Kronstadt beach, so I'm trying to lob some shells through this gap, but most of them went into the island. Just one shell made it through. And it's not quite enough to sink the Kronstadt. Even worse, our Chocher is, well, he's healing and burning. Maybe he can overcome that fire there. Hopefully. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately he's getting pummeled by Smolensk and possibly a Des Moines as well. On the bright side, the 200 health Kronstadt is spotted again, and I can take him out and stop him from grabbing A. So, problem is I'm at my last heal, which means the hit points I have here, well, once the heal is over, is all I have to work with. Meanwhile, our Chambard has finally reversed to the point where he can reverse no more, and is going forward again. Interesting. We have Viper up there as well, who might be able to torpedo that Kurfürst. The problem is it's not going so well points-wise. If Viper could sink this Kurfürst and save the Chambard, or if the Chambard can at least trade or so, that would be lovely. I mean, we still have 7 minutes. So we will see. My immediate problems are a Smolensk and a Des Moines. Now we all know Smolensks are rather dangerous foes. I mean, he can just burn me down to a crisp. My biggest advantage is that... Oh, I just got a Citadel, that's lovely. In midst of the overpens, I snuck in one Citadel, and that might just be what I needed here. Now, what I was saying is the problem is if the Smolensk can shoot me from smoke or from cover. But there aren't that many ships that can spot for the Smolensk anymore. Now one overpen in the Des Moines. Now my dispersion was pretty horrible, so... That dispersion looks a lot better though, so maybe we can do something. I'm sort of broadside-ish to that Des Moines, I guess. Oh, there is a Citadel. But I really need those guns, I think. And I mean, he's shooting our explosive anyway. So I don't dare damage con the fire currently because oh, that was lucky. So the Des Moines is gone, so I decide to go for the damage con because now the Smolensk, I mean, first of all, I needed to take care of this fire. I'm on too low health to let it burn anyway. But now I'm no longer detected, basically, so the Smolensk can't just immediately set another fire and then creep away. Now I still got a Hydro running, obviously Smolensk has torps, the Chambard has been taken out, the Kurfürst is alive, and, well... There is the Smolensk. So, if Viper could, like, sink the Kurfürst and I can sink the Smolensk, then we have a chance to win this. Now... Damn it, I can't even see the Smolensk from the shells that miss. So maybe not the best aim on my part, unfortunately. And there's only 2 overpens. Then again, I guess it's probably also just Kurfürst dispersion. And, well, the enemy Kurfürst is shooting me as well. The Smolensk, will he creep away? Oh wait, couldn't even get those shells off. And with this is probably going to be a defeat. Like, okay, let's speed this up. But let's be honest. There is nothing Viper can do anymore. The enemy has just too many points. The Smolensk is just going to sail into A and cap A, and Viper is trying to torp a Kurfürst, but you can't torp a ship that's running away. Well, but it's like the torps have to catch up with the Kurfürst, right? So that's going to be a problem. So yeah, the Kurfürst is just going to sail away and play it safe, no risking anything. Viper can't do anything about it, and even if he could sink the Kurfürst points-wise, it's just nothing to do. I would have needed to sink the Smolensk, and Viper would have needed to sink the Kurfürst for us to win this. But it's just not happening. And that brings us to the results. Hey, I got more experience than the highest scoring ship on the enemy team, so there's that. But it just wasn't enough for a victory, was it? And I earned myself a Confederate, a close quarters expert, a high caliber, not quite a Kraken. If I had managed to sink the Smolensk, it would have been a Kraken and possibly still a defeat, so there is that. 251,000 points of damage, so pretty decent game overall, I have to say. And honestly, it was the second 250,000 damage loss in a Kurfürst on that even. So there is that. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.